Hi everyone and welcome back to another video here on the channel. So today is our third installment of our series of getting to know the dogs, and today we're getting to know the people's favourite, Kate the Great. Let's get into the video, guys. Let's start off with Kate's personality. Now, Kate is a pretty quirky dog, so we're going to start this off with a bit of a quick fire round called Kate's Quirks. So the first one of Kate's big quirks is kleptomania. So Kate does like to steal things and take them back and hide them in her bedding. So this is like normally small things like pretty much anything she finds on the floor or lying around. So a lot of the dog toys end up in Kate's bedding. Teaspoons, any little pieces of plastic or any bits of rubbish that she can get her hands on, she just takes it, steals it, and takes it back to her bed. Kate is also absolutely obsessed with watching birds. So she loves watching birds and it keeps her entertained for ages. One of the ones you'll see in TikTok quite often is the snapping. So you'll have seen videos of Kate snapping at cows. She does it to me as well. She does it to sheep. And a lot of people have asked what this is, and I'm not 100% sure, and you guys can tell me in the comments what you think. But it seems to me to be a release of a build-up of adrenaline, because, I mean, she does it to me. If I sort of just ignore her for a second. Oh yeah, you can see she does it to me, she does it to the sheep, she does it to the cattle when they're looking directly at her. So I think it's a little build-off of adrenaline, or a release of adrenaline. So I've covered this in a video before a bit, when I did a video about Kate's backstory, but Kate was quite nervous when we got her, and she has some quirks because of that too. So one of those quirks is what I would call weaponized timidness, and this is where Kate will display a sort of timid looking behavior to get attention, or to get that awe so that she can go get attention. And I think it's something that she probably learned, because when Kate was very nervous when she was a young dog, but you could see that she wanted attention, that she wanted to come to you. So quite often me and Stacey were when she was being timid, we'd be really nice to her and give her a lot of attention, and that's what would bring her out of it. And I think through that she sort of learned that she can act a little bit timid to get attention. Not to say that Kate isn't still scared of a couple of things. She doesn't like loud bangs. If you were to suddenly get up and jump and flail your arms about, she would sort of take off, but she would come straight back. So there is a couple of things that do remain from her timidness, but mainly the timidness that she has now is weaponized so she can get attention. The main difference from Kate and the other working dogs is Kate lives inside the house now. Kate used to live in the house for quite a while when we first got her, probably for about a year. So Kate's always quite liked the house. Unlike the other two who are proper outside dogs and they want to be outside pretty much all of the time, most of the time. Whereas Kate quite likes being in the house and sitting up on the couch and doing nothing. So she is a bit more chilled that way as well. You will also see that Kate is missing a couple of teeth. So you'll probably wonder how that happened. Kate ran into a utility pole and knocked out her front teeth. So that's how that happened. So when it comes to other dogs, sometimes she does treat them like sheep, like she does Echo, and stalks them and sits and stares at them like she's doing now. But in general, she's pretty good with other dogs. I wouldn't say Kate is super affectionate with other dogs outside of the pack that we've got here. She's very live and let live with her attitude to dogs. I've never really come across any dogs that Kate hasn't got on with, but she just isn't super affectionate towards them. She's quite happy to be around other dogs, but she isn't super playful. She doesn't pretty much tolerate most dogs. There's been the odd male maybe that's been a bit too forward, and she'll turn around and show them her teeth, and that's fine. She's been correcting them, but she certainly has shown no aggression towards other dogs. Hello, Monty. So Kate is very good with other people. Even though Kate used to be the nervous one when she was younger, and she did used to be nervous of people, especially like tall men and stuff like that, now she just loves people, and she loves getting attention, and she's even pretty friendly towards strangers, even though she can act quite timid at the start. Like I say, she uses it to get attention, and she actually gets on with everybody. And to be honest, I think if somebody broke into my house and started robbing the place, Kate would help them carry stuff out. She's that friendly. Like, she just wouldn't realise we were being robbed, and she would just want attention off a robber. She wouldn't defend the house at all, I don't think. I think she would just look to get her attention, and that's about it. But yeah, Kate is super friendly with most people. I've never seen Kate have a problem with any person. That's part of a lot of people, and you can tell me in the comments what you think about this, but a lot of people, Kate is their favourite, and I think that's because her personality comes through, and she just is one of those dogs who's just super loving to everybody, and I think that comes through on video as well. Despite Kate living in the house, she is probably the most independent of the whole pack. Kate really loves to get on with her own stuff. When we're up at work and we're not working with sheep, or I'm doing maintenance or something, the dogs just do their own thing. And you kind of have to watch Storm and Echo. You have to watch where they go and make sure that they're not chewing something up they're not supposed to be. But with Kate pretty much gets free reign of the farm. I mean, you can just trust her. You know where she's going. She's got her spots all over the place, and some of these spots are hidden little spots where she can spy on things without being seen, and some of them are just sitting right out in front of the farm in the sun. But in general, if there's nothing going on, Kate's normally off doing her own thing. You don't have to come and check her. You can just totally trust Kate. So she gets a lot more free reign, or maybe not free reign, but like, you don't have to check up on her. You don't have to see what she's up to. You just know that she'll be in one of her spots watching something somewhere, and she's a really brilliant dog because of that. Kate is also Storm's mother, Echo's grandmother, and I want to tell you a funny story. So when Kate had her pups, she was a super good mum, like absolutely brilliant. And those up to the first week, like the first thing you want to do the next day after the dog's pupped, you want to inspect the pups, make sure they're healthy. I remember you'd pick a pup up, and she would let you pick it up and it would be fine. But then as soon as you moved it away from the area with the other pups to have a good look at it, Kate would come over, take it out of your hand, put it straight back in the pile. And it was like that for the first week. And she was a super good mum. And then obviously the puppies started to wean, and Storm was the only one left. And Kate went from a super good doting mum to probably one of the most heavy-handed mums I've ever seen. There was one day I was sitting in the living room, Kate and Storm were out the front, and then the next thing I seen was Storm was probably about 4 or 5 months old at this time, so pretty big, was Kate dragging Storm around the side of the house by the scruff of the neck. She really was rough with Storm when Storm was a pup, but Kate really likes to play rough with other dogs, and I think that's why she isn't that affectionate with other dogs and just sticks within her pack, because she knows the limits here, and Kate can be full on when she's playing. You don't see Kate playing and rough and tumbling all the time, but when she does, she does. Let's talk about Kate in the working sense, and just like in her personality, Kate can be a pretty quirky working dog. So I've mentioned this before on the channel, I mentioned it earlier in this video, but when we got Kate, she was 1.5, she was quite nervous, and she wasn't working at that time, and it took me about 6 months to gain her trust to get her into work. Now the thing with Kate, when we were getting her into work, because of that nervousness, she had to be trained a lot different. So Kate likes to be on her feet, she likes to be moving, and especially when we first started training her, the key to getting Kate out and getting Kate into work was keeping her on her feet, keeping her confident, not really stopping her. And you see a lot of that in Kate's work today. She doesn't have much of a stop. She loves to push. She's always wanting to go on her feet. She's always wanting to move. She never really stands still in one place. Now, even though there's a lot of TikToks where you see Kate doing these amazing big herding up, and she really is good when there's a big herd in front of her, she can go around and fetch them. And she does do it well, but she does it at a hell of a pace. And technically in open field, Kate is probably just a little bit too much, a little bit too harsh, and a little bit too pushy with the sheep sometimes. But that's fine for young sheep and things like that. But because of that, we do keep Kate away from the pregnant sheep. Where Kate really excels when it comes to herding is the power game. Driving sheep forward, working in the pens. Kate loves to get behind a big herd of sheep and just push them forward. And in the pens as well, you'll see Kate uses her body a lot. She'll actually, if you tell Kate to go and clear a pen, she'll just run in there and pretty much headbutt sheep out of her way to get to the back of the pen. So Kate really is a good power dog. She really is a good driving dog. She's maybe not as good in open field. She's not that technical. But when it comes to power, Kate's got plenty. That's not to say Kate doesn't go out and she does fetch, she does collect in sheep in open field. And that works well when it's a big herd. Small herds she doesn't work so well with because she's just wanting to go too fast and then she's dropping sheep out. Something else that Kate does quite well, she remembers the farm and she knows pretty much where you're going by just the direction that you're going. So she's pretty good at just remembering the farm, which is a very good skill. She's also very single-minded or herself-minded. Kate pretty much does what Kate thinks is best. And a lot of the time, you'll see when I'm herding with Kate, a lot of what I'm doing is holding her back, slowing her down. When it comes to directional commands, Kate really doesn't need a lot of directing. All she needs is that somebody to slow her down, pull her back, make sure she's working in a responsible way.